It has been 16 weeks or a little bit more by the time you may be listening to this podcast that the COVID-19 pandemic has completely turned upside down our society as we know it. Um, as we talked back 4 months ago, there was a lot of unknowns. There continues to be a lot of unknowns about this particular virus. There has been different types of responses to the fear of that unknown. 4 months ago, there was a self-fulfilling prophecy that ended up happening. Individuals, in response to the fear of not knowing what was going on, somehow uh, came up with the idea that there may be a shortage of toilet paper. And as a result of that fear of not having toilet paper, they went out and bought large quantities of toilet paper. And other people responded by seeing that happening and the same fear happen, and they would go out and buy large quantities of toilet paper. And as a result of numerous people buying large quantities of toilet paper, there then became a shortage of toilet paper. It appears that that has been symbolic of some of the things that have been going on during the last 4 months and maybe moving into the future. Fear and the response to that fear very much has perpetuated more and more fear and more extreme reactions. Again, 5 years from now, we will look back in this time period and have a lot more answers. But what do we do now? I know for me, as I've mentioned to you before, I am not comfortable and not okay with being fearful and reacting to that fear and then being passive in the response to that fear. I know for me, I need to be able to feel like there's some type of movement that I can do, some way of preparing myself. Um, for me, psychologically, I needed to look where was the opportunity in this chaos for me to grow as a person, for me to grow as a therapist, for me to grow as a father and a husband. Where are the opportunities for growth during this time period? What are the things that I'm going to learn about myself during this time period that I wouldn't have learned if this pandemic wouldn't have happened? But I know for sure that there's no way that I can be able to look at where the opportunities and these obstacles are if I'm not taking care of myself physically. Physically, I need to take care of myself by making sure that I get enough sleep, by making sure that I'm eating the right foods and avoiding foods that are not good for me, staying hydrated, making sure that I'm exercising on a consistent basis, making sure that I'm getting outside in the sun and being in nature, having time for solitude and reflection. These are just a few things that I have to incorporate on a daily and weekly basis so that I can stay not only grounded, but refueled and allow myself to recover. Oh, yeah. And by the way, it allows my immune system to be stronger. And the stronger that my immune system is, that when I do get exposed to the coronavirus, I have a better chance of fighting it off. And if I do contract the virus, then I have a better chance of not being as sick. Now, does that mean that people who have who work out and eat well that they could still contract it? Absolutely. But I know that going through the process of actively trying to increase your immune system through exercise, through nutrition, through sleep, through good mental health and social emotional health training, that even if you do end up contracting the virus, your ability to recover from having that disease and being sick is greater than if you haven't. These are some of the things that we can do. These are the things that I'm choosing to do.